tell you what, let's just do direct Fullerton right now. Straight line. Because this is what we said before, the flight plan is meant to send us on our way, on the direction.
Right.
Good.
Havasu traffic, citation 535 Delta Tango, short final, runway 32 Havasu.
Now, here's the thing, another thing to think about, and I'll hammer it into you until it becomes habit. Anytime you fiddle with a route, I want you immediately fiddling with the altitude.
Okay.
Because in a plane, unlike a car, in a car you just need to deal with the route.
Right.
What's the altitude? Always staying on the road.
Yeah.
We're not levitating. In a plane, part of route planning is how high are we going. So I want to connect those two in your head. Anytime your hand touches this and you do a route, I want your hand to go there and do the altitude. Make sense?
Yeah.
It's just a phenomenal habit to connect those two in your brain. Okay, good.
500. Lake Havasu City Airport, automated weather observation, 0019er Zulu, weather, wind 280 at 7, visibility more than 10, sky condition missing, temperature 28 Celsius, 2.0 Celsius, altimeter 2985, remarks, density altitude 2,500. Lake Havasu City Airport, automated weather observation, 0019er Zulu, weather, wind 290 at 7, visibility more than 10, sky condition missing, temperature 28 Celsius, 2.0 Celsius, altimeter 2985, remarks, density altitude 2,500.
There's your daddy.
Yeah.
Hello, daddy, welcome home. Fantastic. 535. They didn't redo the taxiways, right?
Yes.
They did too.
Yeah, they did those before, did those in the wintertime.
Very, very nice.
Yeah.
Very, very nice.
Havasu traffic, Air Flight 28 over London Bridge at 1000 will be landing at Havasu Hospital. Havasu traffic.
Beautiful, beautiful. Perfect weather today.
Yeah.
Very nice. One thing you could do at a non-towered, many people don't think about it, is let people know what you're taxiing.
Okay.
Right? You could say taxiing from, what's that FBO?
Havasu Air Center.
Yeah, taxiing from Havasu Air Center to runway 32.
Havasu City traffic, Sierra 70 Delta, taxiing from Havasu Air Center to runway 32, Havasu.
Good, right? And that's really the idea.
Right.
Because think about it, at a towered airport,
they're telling you and it's controlling you, sure, absolutely, right?
Right, the taxiway is as controlled as the runway.
Right.
Right, here no one's controlling anything but us sharing information.
Right.
Guess what? If I could fill someone else in over what I'm doing, even if all it does is it lets the other pilot know that I'm not going to turn right into the ramp here.
Right.
I'm going to go all the way to runway 32, meaning I take away any doubt or lack of assurance that they might have as to what we're doing.
Right.
Right. So just a good habit.
Sure.
And it costs nothing.
Nothing. Yep, you're right.
Right. It's free. The best things are free. Lots of hills in this airport. You can see this coming up.
Yep.
It's crazy.
So they're planning on doing more hangars.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Well, that'd be good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a perfect spot for hangars. There by the black asphalt?
I believe so, yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, I think it's a 2 or 3 phase deal that they're doing.
Nice. And it'll be a taxiway probably straight out to here.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, just straight in. Very nice.
Havasu traffic 79512 taking back to runway 32 at Alpha 1. Be doing a left downwind departure. Havasu traffic.
That's a nice 152.
Oh, thanks, man.
I have a 150. It's my favorite airplane.
Yeah, man, they're really nice planes to fly.
Very nice. Although I've never flown a 152. Nice paint job too.
Yeah, no, it's a clean.
Yeah, clean. The clean example, as they say.
Yep. Okay. Doors were good. Caps is good. Seatbelts good. Air conditioner as desired. Fuel quantity. That is good. Fuel selector is good. Boost pump is on. Make sure as required. Flaps will set to 50. Good. Transponder is good. Navigation and radios, we're all set. 72 for us, brakes hold. Okay, let's go to 17.
What's the max drop you're willing to accept?
75 aside, let's see, 75 between the two, 150 on each side.
Good.
$90, 40, 50.
Havasu traffic 79512 turning left crosswind runway 32 Havasu.
Either fuel came back or... On.
What happened?
I'm trying to try one more thing. Left. That one's good. Try it.
Looks solid to me.
Yeah.
More than solid.
Yeah. Good.
Havasu traffic 79512 turning left crosswind.
Yes.
Over the lake, then will be departing the area towards the west. Havasu traffic.
When you plug in the altimeter setting in the area that you're in, what's the point in that? Why do we do that?
Knowing true altitude.
MSL, right? So when you're on the airport field and you put in the altimeter setting, what altitude should display on your altimeter?
I should field elevation.
Good. What's Havasu's field elevation?
It's right there.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And that's the altimeter setting 2985?
Uh-huh.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
We plug in an altimeter setting for the altimeter to show us what? Height above sea level.
Right.
And when you're on an airport field, we call that field elevation.
Right.
Good. Solid.
Okay. We're good.
Solid work.
Lake Havasu traffic, Sirius 928 Mike Whiskey is taxiing from Havasu Air Center to runway 32 Havasu.
You see what he did?
Yeah.
He made a taxi call. You heard that? Good habit.
Yeah.
Good, 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 good. Good habit. Let's do a soft field takeoff.
Okay.
Do you remember at all how to do that?
So it was a static, right? It was a static power set, you know, like we do, and then...
No, so soft field takeoff starts out with the yoke all the way back. Okay, and ideally on a soft field, you don't want to come to a stop. You want to keep that momentum coming.
Okay.
What we'll do is we'll taxi onto the runway with the yoke all the way back,
Yep.
and then we'll add power slowly.
Okay.
What happens as the airplane picks up energy? What will we have to do with the yoke so that we don't tail strike? Slowly forward, right? As the airplane picks up energy, our yoke comes slowly forward.
Okay.
And we maintain a nice wheelie on both main wheels.
Okay.
The nose wheel will be in the air.
Okay.
Maintain center line. Whenever the plane's ready to take off, it will leave the ground because we're already at that attitude.
Right.
And guess what we'll do at that moment? Forward on the yoke to keep the plane right over the runway.
Okay.
Once the plane picks up energy right over the pavement, we'll fly away.
Gotcha.
So we'll do it together.
Yeah.
So you see what that looks like?
Sure.
And just a little fun intro.
Sure.
And then we'll work on that. Okay, cool.
Final look okay. Like Havasu City traffic, Sierra 70 Delta at Alpha 1, taking the active for 32. Havasu. We're going to be departing left crosswind. Havasu.
Perfect. Two things.
Yeah.
Traffic to unlimited.
Oh, it doesn't...
It doesn't automatically do it. Yep.
Okay.
And then I zoomed in on this, so that's what you want to do. You want to zoom into a nice normal. I did that for you already. Good. All right, final looks clear.
Yep.
All right. All our pre-takeoff check looks good.
Do you want to do power on it and have me kind of just feel what
You do
you're
the
doing?
power, I'll be on the yoke with you.
Okay.
Yeah, because no matter what you do with the power, if I have the yoke with you.
And we're just going to roll into it?
Yeah, so we could come left.
Yep.
Good. And it'll be a little more right rudder than you're used to for the, and yoke all the way back.
Okay.
Good, and add power and just maintain center line.
Okay.
You'll see when the airplane has enough energy, the nose will come off the ground, but we will release that back pressure to not go too much. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You see what we're doing?
Okay.
Slowly.
Slowly.
And there's the wheelie. See that?
Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah.
Plane's off, pitch forward.
Okay, and you're letting it build at zero
And
speed.
we're right over the runway, just like this.
Okay.
And then we build up energy, and we fly away.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Your plane?
My plane.
Your plane. Easy enough?
Yeah.
Nice, controlled. You get a nice wheelie, main wheels. Plane comes off. You generate that energy over the pavement, and then fly away.
Got it.
Easy enough?
Yeah.
Good. There's not much to a soft field. Let's make a call.
Lake Havasu City traffic, Sierra 7 Sierra Delta, just departed 32, making left turn over the mouth of the river. Havasu traffic. Okay, flaps coming up, we're at 14.
Good. Ideally, I'd want you to say left crosswind, departing the area to the west. It's just language everyone understands.
Right.
If I don't live here and you say you're over the river, guess what?
Yeah,
I don't know what you're doing or where you're at.
Sure.
But I know left crosswind for 3-2. Make sense?
Yep.
Good. It's all the tiny little things that makes a good pilot great. It's the smallest things. And guess what you could do now? Direct, activate. It draws a pink line between the plane and the destination. Now you just need to turn to that. Make sense?
Yep.
That's it. And you could always give them a last call. So about 2-3 miles west, you could say 2,000 climbing 10,500, departing the area to the west, last call, Havasu.
Right now, or are you saying in 2?
You could say it now or in about a mile, whatever you want. Yeah. Just about now is good.
Lake Havasu City traffic, Sierra 7 Sierra Delta, is 2,600 west of the airport. Last call, Havasu.
Departing the area to the west.
928 Mike Whiskey is taking the active runway 32 for northern departure, Havasu traffic.
So departing.
He's departing 3-2 for a northern departure, so he's headed towards Vegas.
Gotcha.
Yep. Or Laughlin. Laughlin. La Plan. Jimmy, good work.
Thank you, buddy.
I'm learning a lot. I always learn. You don't believe me, I always learn. Every time in a plane I learn. I really do. Beautiful. Show me a constant airspeed climb. Do you know what that is? Constant airspeed climb is the power's constant,
yeah,
and I'm controlling the airspeed with my pitch.
Okay.
Show me 110 knots.
110.
Maintain 110. And that's what we call a constant airspeed climb of 110. Make sense? Nice. Not much to it.
Yeah.
You get a little fast, pitch up. Get a little slow, pitch down. Easy?
Yep.
You're using what's called gravity as your energy source with a constant power setting. Solid. Now show me a constant climb at 115.
At 115?
Uh-huh. Good. We need to pitch down a little to get that speed up. Beautiful. Do you think you could maintain that constant airspeed climb while maintaining a centered needle? Okay, try.
Try.
Cool. So here we go. Direct, activate. I just redrew that pink line between us and Fullerton.
Okay.
And go ahead and keep that needle centered. What's something we must look at and take into account anytime we're trying to keep a needle centered while hand flying? Otherwise, we'll drift off course.
You're asking me what? I'm sorry?
What must we look at and take into account?
I mean, I would say our heading.
Heading is a good guess,
Okay.
but the heading could do very little for us if we have a what off of our side.
Crosswind.
Exactly.
Okay.
So anytime you're maintaining a course, it could be this course right now, it could be a final approach course on an instrument approach, it doesn't matter. Anytime you're maintaining a track while hand flying, you must look at what?
The winds.
The winds.
Right.
And correct for that. Otherwise, you'll drift off course. Does that make sense?
Sure. So right now, we're kind of crabbing then, right? Or no?
We must crab, in order to maintain the needle centered.
So what would be the correct?
And this is the million-dollar question.
Right.
How much do I crab?
Right.
Answer, I don't know. We become scientists. We start experimenting. Give it a given crab, and if that pushes you still in the direction of the wind, or the direction that the wind is blowing in,
right,
guess what? That's too little crab. We need to go a little more aggressive.
Gotcha.
And if it doesn't, if it's the opposite, you need to go a little shallower. Does that make sense?
Okay.
So this whole thing is experimentation, and that's fine. Easy?
Yeah.
Good work. So try and keep that needle centered. I'm looking out for traffic, the screen and outside. All I want you to do is focus on the airplane and maintain 115 knots while maintaining the needle centered, taking those 12 knots of left crosswind into account. Easy?
Yeah.
Good work. And this is a prime example of a task or something in the airplane that we do that develops what's called division of attention. Right? I'm not doing them at the same time because I'm human and I can't do two things at once. But I could alternate really quickly between my 115 knots airspeed climb and maintaining the centered needle. Okay. And going back and forth is what you're developing right now.
Come on.
To right now, do you think we have enough crab or too little?
I don't know.
What do you think? Are we to the right or left of the needle?
Oh, we're to the right of the needle.
Good. And the wind is coming from our left or right?
It's coming from our left.
Good. So if the wind is pushing us to the right, to the direction the wind is blowing it, do we need more or less crab?
We need more crab.
Good. So that means that before we had too much or too little?
We had too little.
Good. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so put in.
That's a good experimentation right there.
Okay.
Yeah. Now the needle's coming in, you might want to turn exactly.
Okay.
You're getting the idea.
Okay.
Solid. Nice job on the 115, look at that. Good, now you might want to shallow some things out.
Right.
So the needle doesn't turn to
right.
move on to the right side of us. Perfect. You get the idea, right?
Yeah, no, I get the idea. I'm just trying to...
Perfect, good.
Yeah.
Also, if you see, as we're climbing, guess what happens to the wind intensity? It was 12 knots down there, now it's 8, 9.
Right.
So that's something we also have to, on the fly, adjust for.
Right.
Perfect, good, 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 good. And this is where you learn that heading alone means very little. It means nothing. I could maintain a heading of my course, but if I'm getting blown off course by 25 knots, then my heading is great. I'm paralleling the course, but I'm getting further and further away from it. So heading is nothing.
Right.
Havasu traffic, this is Diamond Star 677 Alpha Mike. We are...
Good job. Now I want you to let off of the 115. Don't worry about that anymore.
Okay.
Just show me a centered needle.
A little bit further east. We're going to fly towards the lake and do a 45 into 3-1 and into the downwind to 3-1.
Start turning left. You want to lead that. If you start turning left once the needle's in the center, you're too late. You're too far behind.
Gotcha.
Make sense? It's all about leading. Nice work. Look at that needle. Is it starting to make sense to you?
Yeah.
Absolutely perfect.
Yeah, the wind's changed.
Perfect.
So.
Good. You're taking all this all these inputs into account,
right.
and you're quickly calculating on the fly what input you're doing with your fingers. Good job. Phenomenal. You see the needle starting to creep off to our left?
Yeah.
Guess what we need to do?
So we need to just...
Right, we need to start fighting that wind again.
Yep.
Good. I want you to pay attention to that. It's all minute stuff. If it's not enough, I go more. So go a little more to the left. Good. You want to be proactive. Proactive means I'm not waiting for the wind to throw me off to correct. Good. I can anticipate what it will do, and I do it before it does it to me. Good job. Beautiful.
Around 232. Havasu traffic.
Good. Nice work. I would lean to about 14 there.
Yeah, I was trying to get it to 21.
Nice job. Look at you with that needle. Look at you, Jims.
Trying, man, I'm trying.
Good job. And you see how it gets easier?
Yeah.
The more you do it, once you know what to look at and how it works, it's like, oh.
And I think it's too figuring out how much input I'm trying.
Correct. The idea is to be very light with it.
Yeah, I'm not trying to come.
Correct. Yeah. Here's a way to think of it, which might make things easier for you.
Sure.
You want to guide the airplane.
Right.
Think of the word guide. What is guide? A shepherd guides the sheep. He doesn't force the sheep to go in a certain direction.
Right.
He guides them there.
Right.
Guide the airplane. Right? Perfect.
What'd you say you wanted the fuel at? I'm sorry.
You could go to 14 on the temperature
14,
here.
okay.
That's pretty good.
So you don't usually go off that? You just go off that?
Yeah, go off. That's much more accurate.
Okay.
Havasu traffic, this is 7 Alpha Mike.
This is real life. This is fantasy perfect controlled world. Remember what we talked about on the way out here? There's standard and not standard.
Right.
Most of the time, we live in non-standard. So this is real input. Good stuff. So hand flying is not so scary after all.
No, it's especially
And you could use aileron trim. You know, if you see the plane going in one direction over another.
I try to find it where I feel it's like balance, where I can, and I don't know if that's the right way or not.
Yeah, there's no right or wrong,
Yeah,
but as long as you keep the plane doing what you want it to do.
Yeah. Sometimes I get, I know in the beginning, I was constantly just
too much,
too much, and it was just, so I try to find like the sweet spot where the plane's somewhat happy.
Right.
And then I just try to, like I said, not kung fu grip it, just try to easy relax and see what it likes and what.
Yep. Kung Fu Grip It,
Yeah.
folks.
Yeah. That could be the title of this one, Kung Fu Grip.
Kung Fu Gripa. Want a great steak dinner? Come visit us. Treat yourself. We know fuel prices are up, but we're just around the corner. Good old steak dinner. Now I want you to start thinking mentally, 700 feet to go.
Right.
Make sense?
Start shallowing.
Good. Not shallowing, just think,
Right.
anticipate, get ahead of the airplane.
Right.
I want your brain to be in front of that propeller. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And that's a wonderful ability we have as humans. We could visualize, we could anticipate, we could think ahead, we could imagine. All these things don't require you to actually be in front of the propeller. You just need to have a little bit of colorful imagination,
Right.
and your situational awareness is so much better. Okay? 500 feet to go. These are all easy things you could do, and back to what we talked about on the ground, it doesn't cost anything.
Right.
And it makes you so much more aware and safer. It's phenomenal. Nice job on the needle.
Thanks, buddy.
Very good. Perfect. Good job. And you don't have to stop at the 400 feet to go. You could even start thinking, what am I going to do when I get there? Okay, I'm letting the plane accelerate.
Right.
Once I do that, I'm running through my cruise checklist. Do I want to engage autopilot while I do the checklist? Yeah, that might be a good, nice, neat idea, especially flying into the sun. I can't really see the outside.
Right.
That might be a safety tool.
Right.
Think of all these things of what you're going to do in about a minute or two. Does that make sense?
Right.
Good. Beautiful. Beautiful. Now click those two again. Perfect.
Okay. So then I'll go to my checklist.
Nice work.
Engine. Well, we were kind of ready. So power. We're higher, so the percentage is going to be lower. So just
Correct.
So where do you want to go to? 2450. You want to just go off RPM number, or what do you?
Yeah, the RPM doesn't tell you much. Look,
Okay.
I want to show you
Sure.
something.
Sure.
So I'm taking the power full forward to the firewall.
Okay.
What RPM are you at?
26.
2640.
Right.
Okay. I'm bringing it off the firewall, and it comes down that step of the Cirrus, right, which takes it that extra little boost for takeoff.
Right.
Now we're there. Now, because we're so high, if I bring the RPM, the throttle back, actually no, it works even up here because we're not on the edge of the RPM. Look at where I'm bringing the throttle to.
Mm-hmm.
Look at my power setting. I've gone down from about 65 to 55,
Yeah.
and look at my RPM. It's doing everything it can to hang on to that 14 to 2420, 2430.
Right.
I'm continuing to bring the power back. Look at my power setting. 50. What did the RPM do? Nothing.
Right.
So if you're going based off RPM and this constant speed propeller, you bring the power back, you go, wait, I want 2300 RPM. You'll bring the power to 30, 40%, and the RPM will stay there. You see why that's a horrible thing to look at in this airplane
So always go
to adjust your stuff. Power setting is perfect because the power setting, I don't care about the RPM. This plane is designed to stay in 2400 RPM for this much throughout your power band.
Right.
So it doesn't tell you anything. It hides it from you.
Okay.
That's what this plane is meant to do. It's a constant speed. So power setting is your friend. So especially at these altitudes, as you go up, the power percentage comes down. I don't care what you do, just as long as you come off that firewall. You don't want to be, you know, gun-ho with the power all the way forward.
Just enough to come off of it.
Right. So in our case, you see 67%, 65. If I come off that firewall, it's just so much better for the engine.
Right.
Let's see. 63 is good, 64.
Okay.
You see we brought it down for 2650. Now the engine, it's much healthier for the engine. That's kind of how I would do it.
And then we proceed to...
Correct, to lean the thing, exactly. Did that show you why RPM is just, doesn't show you anything? It just stayed 2420 while my power was coming down. Okay, good. See how nice and efficient we get with the fuel.
Delta 630, Canada Delhi Center 128.6, good day.
And that will bring your power setting down as well.
Sure, of course, because you're chopping. Yep. We'll let it settle there and see if it holds best economy. I'll just keep looking outside a little bit. Say 2 lane. Yes, maybe 11.7-ish, maybe 11.8.
That should be good. Perfect. And let's go to the map and see traffic around us. Looking good. Perfect. So now, the navigation heading you went to when you engaged autopilot was what?
Right now, coming out?
Look, when you just engaged autopilot, which setting did he go to? And why'd you go to heading and not GPS if we're following a course?
Because I was coming off the needle, so I just stayed on it. So yeah, you're right. I should have hit GPS.
Okay, cool. I just want to know your thought process. Good. So, back to what we said. If you hit GPS right now, the plane is to the right of the course. What will the plane do?
It's going to start chopping us.
It'll go towards the course then. So what could you do before you hit GPSS to make sure that the plane keeps along this track?
Isn't that what we do there?
Yes.
Direct.
So hit direct. You straight away right there.
Oh, okay.
Boom.
Direct.
Activate.
Activate.
See what happens. It draws that pink line from us. Now go to GPS, and the plane won't move. You're right on it. Is that smoother?
Yeah.
That via the Scooby to arrival, American 6.
Something to think about.
Yeah, absolutely. No, that's shit. That's awesome.
Good. It's just a much cleaner operation.
We're told it's going to be continuous moderate. We never
Solid.
did that.
Now back to what we talked about, the situational awareness thing. I want you to go ahead and tell me how much longer is left to our flight.
We have 59 minutes, 140 nautical miles. We should have 60 gallons remaining.
Now we can switch tanks.
I will switch tanks real quick.
Barry 618, SoCal says no complaints.
Good.
No, very good. Thank you, American 618.
We'll have 60 gallons remaining. Awesome. And there's our ground speed under that. Everything looks good.
Everything's great. Yep.
Solid work, Jimmy. Good job. And that's how you depart an airport and you head on your way. Very, very good. And then I will sink that in there. The reason I sink it in from habit is just, you know, if you switch the heading,
what are you sinking?
I just click this because this was off there. Anybody? I just sink that.
Oh yeah, sink it. Yeah.
Right. So if you ever you forget to do it or whatever, you go to heading mode, the plane won't start running away from you. It's just a great habit. Easy?
Yep.
Jimmy, solid work.
Thanks, mate.
We're on our way.